All right. So we are going to talk about in this session, if you have $75,000 to invest, where should you go? So number one,
Yeah, Green Bay.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Any Packers fans out there?
No, but I've been there.
Go Pack, go. No cheeseheads. Okay, that's okay. So Green Bay, really interesting market. You're welcome to take pictures. So 17% average gross ROI, average revenue of $54,000, optimal bedroom count 3. What does that mean? So I talked about this earlier this morning, but when we look at the gross ROI of properties in a particular market, okay, we know that 3 bedrooms make more than 2 and 2 more than 1, but they all are priced differently, and they're not priced on revenue. They're priced on the value, the appraised value of residential homes in that area. So you'll see the ROI fluctuate of different bedroom counts. So you might see a 10% gross ROI for 2 bedrooms and a 17% gross ROI for 3 bedrooms and a 15% for 4 bedrooms, because the purchase price to revenue ratio changes per bedroom count. Does that make sense? I kind of talked about this yesterday when I was on stage about the sweet spots. So when you see that optimal bedroom count, I figured it out for you, and I'm telling you what it is. So you can invest $75K. Now, when we say invest $75K or less, I'm talking down payment. There's 5 things into that: down payment, closing costs, renovations and updates, amenities, and furnishings. Okay. Obviously, you're not going to do a major reno with that, but cheap homes here. Okay, keep moving. Oops, I skipped one. Is that
Yeah, Staunton, Virginia.
Stanton, Kentucky? There you go.
Sorry.
Or Staunton, I guess. I know. I'm messing with you. So Stanton, Kentucky. So Stanton, Kentucky is near the Red River Gorge. There's also some other little markets there too: Rogers, Kentucky, Slade.
Bringing someone to bring it down.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, great. Maybe by the time I'm done, they'll have it down, right? So Stanton, Kentucky, 19% average gross ROI, average revenue $37,000, also bedroom count 3. So at that purchase price, or at that revenue right there, you're probably going to see maybe a $200,000, a $300,000 home. And when I say this is, somebody asked me this question this morning, because I did this, but for more expensive markets this morning, and they said, well, average. Well, if you buy a $300,000 home at $37,000, that doesn't make sense. Remember, this is just an average. Meaning there are properties that make more than that, and there's properties that make less than that. And this is an average for all bedroom counts, not just 3 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms, the average is actually higher. Okay? The average for 3 bedrooms in this market is actually closer to $60,000. So at a $300,000 purchase price, $60,000 for the average, that's a pretty decent ROI. It's about 20%. So, and that's higher than our average for the market. So that's why I really like 3 bedrooms in particular for this market. Think cabins, they have some A-frames going on there. Check the whole region, not just Stanton. Right, Tony? Okay, she's just like, yeah.
I gotta get this over here.
No, you're good. Memphis, Tennessee. So for those who like urban markets, Memphis is one of the best urban markets out there. Now, most urban markets have very strict regulation. It's almost near impossible to STR there. And so there are very few, like Memphis. Birmingham's the second one. Let me think of another one that's good. So you got either regulation or saturation. So Indianapolis, for example, you can short-term rental there, but there's just too many rental arbitrage properties there. It's very saturated. So another good one too is Minneapolis, which is in Minnesota, is a good market, but Memphis by far is the best so far. Now, here's the thing. Last year, the average gross ROI for what happened? There it is. I stepped on a cord. The average gross revenue or gross ROI for Memphis was 17%. So as we progressed and more of STRs have gotten to the market, this ROI is going down. So these will change over time, okay? So make moves if you're gonna make moves on these markets. Stroudsburg, PA. So this is in the Poconos, okay? So this one is also very interesting. What I mean by that is because you can't STR everywhere in the Stroudsburg. Oh, they turned it down a little bit. Oh, no, they didn't. I feel like they're going down and turn it down and back up. It's okay. So Strasburg there's East Stroudsburg and there's also Strasburg. Both are fine. But East Stroudsburg has a few more regulations than Strasburg. That's why I put Strasburg on here. But 23%, average revenue, $80,000, 4 bedrooms. You want to either have access to a pool or be lakefront in the Poconos. Lake. Yeah, you need water access. Pool or lakefront.
But that's not the case with Memphis or...
No. Different markets, urban markets. You're going to be in neighborhoods, right? So you got blues in Memphis and you got lakes in the Poconos. And then I guess I should have mentioned Green Bay, you want to be near the stadium. So Cadillac, Michigan. Where's Cadillac? Does anyone know where Cadillac, Michigan is? It's near Chevy, Michigan and Ford, Michigan. I'm just kidding. I got one person. The dad jokes are coming, right? It's middle of the day. So Cadillac, Michigan is I would say like north central Michigan. It's a lake market. There's also a good lake near there too called Lake City. All the little lake markets in Michigan are really, really good and very affordable. So average gross ROI, 16%. Average revenue, $71,000. Optimal bedroom count, 3 bedrooms. So guys, you can get a lakefront property there. There it goes. A lakefront property there for literally less than $400K in this area. Yes, there are cleaners, there are maintenance people, there is property management, there are resources here. I know that's a big concern, but Michigan has a lot of affordable markets. Cadillac, I just like that one a little more because we have a few more active listings there. Lake City is another one to write down. That's in Michigan nearby this one, but whatever. Okay. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. So we've got some colleges. We've got more of like a kind of an urban feel. Really high average gross ROI. The properties here are pretty cheap. It's Iowa. Okay. So hence why the average revenue is pretty low. Optimal bedroom count, 3 bedrooms as well. The average for 3 bedrooms in Cedar Rapids is about $45,000. Okay. So if you're looking to, start really small and really cheap, like $250,000, this is a good market for you if you consider Iowa. Okay. And a lot of you are like, really, Iowa? It's like, well, yeah, a lot of people are saying that, hence why it's a good market. There's not a ton of saturation there. All right. Beckley. This is a good one. Beckley, West Virginia. Mountain Mama, take me home. So Beckley is near one of the newest national parks in our country, which is the New River Gorge National Park. You can actually drive over. So Beckley, it's also 3 to 5 hour drive from 5 major cities in the United States. And one of those major cities is New York City. You got Philadelphia, you have DC and Baltimore, and you have Pittsburgh. So, and then I think Cleveland's pretty drivable as well. And I live in Buffalo, and we can get down here in 5 hours as well. But it's not too bad of a drive. So mountains, yep, looks like this. Yeah, very, very pretty cabins in the mountains with a view. What's that? Skiing? Not a lot of skiing in there. Yeah, it's more of a summer market. And a what? A climbing market. Yeah, there you go. Also, down in some of these gorges, they have lakes too. And they do tubing, rafting, kayaking, and then they have some boating too. Very, very heavy summer market, but you can get cabins for really cheap in these markets because it's West Virginia. So, and like I said, a lot of these markets, guys, this is just like the market. There's a region that does well. So look around that market. Don't just focus on that market. Okay? Keep moving. This is my favorite one. This is the last one. Sandusky, Ohio. Who likes roller coasters?
Great park.
Yep. Cedar Point. I'm going there for my birthday in June. 3 hours from where I live. So, all right. So Cedar Point is the main attraction. This is one of the biggest roller coaster parks in the United States. I think there's like 30 something roller coasters there. They're like all like insane. And some of the fastest too in the world. So Cedar Point, Sandusky, Ohio is the town that's near Cedar Point. And they do have a little bit of regulation in the town, But honestly, guys, you can get a condo there for dirt cheap, under 200K. But let me tell you the sweet spot. The sweet spot's definitely 3 bedrooms. That's where they start cranking 40, 50. I see even some 3 bedrooms doing $80,000. We're talking about a $200,000 property. Okay, yeah, I know, right? There's some people walking around here who have multiple properties here, condos that just crush. And they're building new condo buildings. Not every single one are they have STR rules, but it's a vacation town, so they just want to protect certain residential areas. So there's zones that you can STR in and areas you can't. So there are properties for sale there. You can STR there, but a lot of people don't look there because it's Sandusky and it's Ohio. So there's 2 things together. Yeah, I know.
A condo there versus a single family.
If you could find a single family home with a water view, I would take that all day over the condo. The condos are newer. The single family homes are going to look like single family homes in the Midwest. So older. They're not that old, like, Rust Belt old. They're in the Rust Belt, but they're more like 70s, 80s, So, but that's not something you could do a renovation. If you could get multiple ones, woof. And the crazy thing is, guys, all of these markets, a lot of these properties don't have hot tubs. They don't have game rooms. They have the basic amenities or no amenities at all. They're just benefiting from location and throwing up an Airbnb. So if you're entering in these markets, you can come in and take advantage of that and beat the competition out the gate. Whereas other markets, big popular markets, where the standard, what I call the barrier of entry in terms of amenities and everything you have to add is way up here, it's really competitive and you have to invest a lot to even get into the market. Here it's like, people are glad you have linens. I know, yeah, that's funny, but like it's true. It's the real. It's kind of sad. Yes, sir.
Two quick questions. One, and here, I'll stand up and make it easy. In Memphis, what did you say were the key things to have in the Poconos?
Oh, so the key things to have in Memphis and the Poconos. Okay, so the key things to have in Memphis, definitely going to go with amenities, but location is going to be key. All right, Memphis is not known to be a safe city, so there's going to be certain areas that are going to be like you're in the right area. If I had pulled up a map, I could show you be in these kind of areas, but I would rely on a realtor as well. So, okay, Poconos, lakefront or water. So have a pool. Now there's a difference. A lot of people go, well, there's all these communities in the Poconos, HOAs that allow STRs, and they have a community pool. Is it better to be in a community pool with other amenities or have a private pool? What do you guys think?
Private.
Why?
Yeah, privacy.
Exactly. Privacy. And the Poconos are really, really heavy on amenities. So the game rooms, the hot tubs, the theater rooms, people go all out in the Poconos, and you got to have that stuff. Whereas some of these other markets, you don't really need to have that, to be successful. Now, if you could do that, you'll be one of the best. You'll actually really, really crush it there and make more money. It's a higher ROI.
Any amenities you can think about for Memphis?
Any amenities I can think about for Memphis? So, a hot tub, number one. That's kind of more of the obvious ones. But one property that did really, really well there that I noticed, and I was looking at their amenities, is they have a little putt course on the property. Yeah, little putt greens. It was like a little 4 or 5 hole putt course. Not very expensive, but it was a nice add-on, and it was different than everything else. People just have a single family home that looks nice, maybe some outdoor furniture, but that's it. What can you do to enhance that experience for your guests? And what other little amenities? It doesn't have to be a pool, it can be other little things that you can do to increase revenue. So.
Last question, what would you say is the exit 3 to 5 years down the road?
The exit, okay, 3 to 5 years down the road for a particular market or property or what?
Right, so you could be Poconos or Memphis.
So Poconos is experiencing more appreciation. So are you looking for what do you mean, what to expect from an appreciation standpoint, or
No, I mean like an exit plan. If I'm looking 3 to 5 years down the road, should it be to refinance? Or, you know what, that's a good time to just sell and move to a different location.
Well, I think that depends. So he's asking what should my exit plan be based off the markets and everything, refinance or sell and move on. I think it depends on your goals, right? So if you're trying to scale, If this is to get started and you want to scale into larger properties, then you're probably going to want to sell and move on. So I talked about this, like the cash flow and the cash on cash goals, right? So as our time becomes more valuable, we honestly have less time to deal with crap that happens in these smaller properties. I went through the same experience. I had up to 6 properties in my portfolio at one point, and now I'm down to 3. But my portfolio makes twice as much as it did at the 6th point and I had to downsize for the sake of time. It became more valuable to me. So for most of us, we'll start with these small properties. The ROI will be great, but it's a stepping stone to get to more bigger and better things. So probably sell. Yeah, there you go. Good questions. Any other questions? Jim, do you have one? Oh, no, it's done. Yeah, it's a very seasonal market, summertime only. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the winter time it dies. So it picks up starting in April and goes all the way till about the end of October. When that's when it starts getting really cold on Lake Erie. But no, it's a good market. So.
So would you say Memphis and Birmingham are more multi-season markets?
Yes. So you're looking at probably like we'll call it a 3-season market. So there's going to be certain times of the year, certain months of the year, it's going to be slower than others, like a September or a March or April. But then because there's sports and universities and hospitals and things going on, you can kind of bridge that gap, switch to midterm, a lot of different exit strategies there. So honestly, like I think having in the portfolio some urban markets is good to diversify outside of vacation ones. Because you can really pivot a lot faster. There's a lot more exits in urban markets than there are in vacation markets where you're just stuck to vacation renting because it's not going to make sense as a long-term rental.
And when you were going over this part for both of those, the music was really hard. So did you say that they are the regulations and those two specific?
Less. They're not. Yeah, that's what, yeah. So the other cities, I love Louisville. But, Tony,
I haven't sold a house there in over a year.
yeah, it's just too dangerous, like for regulation. It's just not really the place we want to be right now. So we want to start off on the right foot. The other thing too, though, is what's the community sentiment, right? You have these community cities who don't want short-term rentals, so let's not go look there. You know what I mean? Whereas like areas like Memphis are trying to attract people to the market. Birmingham too. They've got this influx of people going in the area. You're down south, another good city in Alabama is Huntsville. Same issue as Birmingham, smaller though, a little bit smaller. So Sandusky, same thing, but they know they're a vacation market. They're not going to scare away STRs. So all these other ones too. So they're good, safe bets that have good ROIs. Okay? And perfect. So guys, I have this, I don't know if you've already downloaded this, but there are other markets, if you have 75K or less, 150 or less, 200K or less. I don't remember what they all are. There's like 80 markets in this report. It's free. Check out the report. Hopefully it goes to the right QR code. If it doesn't, come talk to me. And come talk to the team about the markets. And guys, as a present to you, the chairs that you're sitting in, you can take them home. How awesome is that? I'm not kidding. You all laughed. Why did you laugh? Yeah, I don't want to take them back to Buffalo. All right. Thank you.